Marcus Chen is a 34-year-old adventurer with an extraordinary story. 6 years ago, Marcus lost his sight due to a condition called retinitis pigmentosa. He was only 28 years old when blindness changed his life forever. Before losing his vision, Marcus had been an avid hiker for 15 years. He loved exploring mountain trails and experiencing the natural world. When his eyesight disappeared, Marcus thought his hiking days were over. However, 3 years ago he made a brave decision to return to the mountains. He began training intensively with a guide dog and learning specialized navigation techniques. Marcus spent an entire 6 months preparing for his ambitious Yosemite trek. During this preparation period, he studied detailed audio maps of the trail system and learned about tactile landmarks throughout the route. His guide dog received specialized training to navigate rocky terrain safely. Marcus worked with experienced hikers who described the landscape in vivid detail. They helped him memorize the trail's challenges, including steep elevation changes and narrow passages. Every rock formation, every switchback, and every ridge became part of his mental map. This meticulous preparation was essential for his success. Marcus was determined to prove that blindness would not define his limitations or prevent him from achieving his goals. On the first day of his 5-day solo trek, Marcus began ascending the Mirror Lake Trail with confidence and purpose. The rocky terrain was challenging, but he navigated it skillfully, using his hiking pole as a guide tool. The metal pole tapped against stones, giving him crucial information about the path ahead. Marcus also relied heavily on audio cues recorded specifically for the trail. He listened intently to descriptions of upcoming obstacles and landmarks. His guide dog moved steadily beside him, responsive to his commands and alert to any dangers. Memory played a vital role too. Marcus recalled every detail from his months of preparation, visualizing the landscape through the descriptions of others. By the second day, Marcus had developed a strong rhythm with his guide dog and hiking pole. The physical exertion was significant, and his legs ached from the constant climbing. However, his spirit grew stronger with each mile completed. He paused frequently to listen to the natural sounds around him. The wind through the pine trees, the distant rush of waterfalls, and the calls of mountain birds created a rich sensory experience. Marcus realized that losing his sight had actually deepened his connection to nature in unexpected ways. His other senses had become more acute and more appreciative. By evening, he had covered 12 miles and felt proud of his progress. On the third day, Marcus reached Glacier Point, but unexpected weather changes presented a serious challenge. Storm clouds rolled in rapidly, bringing cold rain and strong winds. Visibility for sighted hikers would have been poor. For Marcus, it was simply a different kind of darkness. He used his survival training and intuition to adapt his route carefully. Marcus communicated with other hikers he encountered, gathering information about trail conditions ahead. He moved cautiously, using his pole more deliberately and relying on his guide dog's heightened senses. The storm tested his determination and skill. Marcus proved to himself and others that he could respond to danger with composure and practical problem-solving abilities. Days 4 and 5 brought a new challenge. Physical exhaustion was setting in. Marcus's muscles were sore, and his energy was depleting as he descended through Cathedral Lake's region. The path became increasingly steep, making each step deliberate and careful. Other hikers encountered Marcus on the trail and offered encouragement and sometimes assistance. Marcus accepted help when necessary but maintained his independence fiercely. He did not want to be treated as helpless. He wanted to be recognized as capable. These hikers were impressed by his determination and skill. Some asked questions about his techniques. Marcus answered patiently, sharing knowledge that might help others understand what people with disabilities can accomplish. After 5 grueling days and 28 miles of challenging terrain, Marcus Chen successfully completed his Yosemite trek. He emerged from the mountains transformed by the experience. The journey had not been about proving something to others. It was about proving something to himself. Marcus had redefined what he believed was possible. He had confronted his fears and limitations head-on, discovering that limitations do exist, but they are not permanent barriers. They are simply different parameters requiring creative solutions and determination. Standing at the trailhead, exhausted but exhilarated, Marcus reflected on his achievement. He thought about the young man he had been before blindness and the man he had become afterward. Both versions of Marcus were the same person, capable and resilient. Marcus's story carries a powerful message about human potential and resilience. His journey through Yosemite demonstrates that personal limitations are different from impossibilities. A limitation is a constraint that requires adaptation and creativity. An impossibility is something that cannot happen under any circumstances. Blindness was Marcus's limitation, not his impossibility. He adapted by learning new techniques, using technology and tools, and training extensively. His story inspires others facing challenges to reconsider their own assumptions about what they can achieve. Marcus advocates for people with disabilities, encouraging society to move beyond low expectations. He believes that true inclusion means creating opportunities for participation, then stepping back to allow individuals to demonstrate their capabilities and strength. Question 1. Why did Marcus spend 6 months preparing before his trek? A. To build strength and endurance for the 28-mile hike. B. To train with a guide dog and learn the trail using audio maps and tactile landmarks. To wait for the best weather conditions in Yosemite. D. To save enough money for the expensive park entrance fees. Question 2. Fill in the blanks. Marcus became blind at age due to a condition called acceptable answers, 28, and retinitis pigmentosa. Question 3. Describe how Marcus navigated the rocky terrain on the Mirror Lake Trail. What tools and methods did he use? Please explain in your own words. Question 4. What does Marcus's successful completion of the trek demonstrate about his belief in personal limitations? A. That blindness makes outdoor activities completely impossible. B. That personal limitations are different from impossibilities. C. That disabled people should only hike with professional guides. D. That he no longer wants help from anyone.